Hello, everyone. Welcome to Readings with Lotus. Nice to have you all here. So, I am now starting to do this thing where I'm going to do a weekly general reading, which is not something I have really started to do yet. I am fairly new, but I have done a lot of personal readings for people. And I just feel like I should put my readings out there more so people are more aware of the services I offer. I do want to go ahead and say that with a lot of tarot readers, they do have people that create fake accounts pretending to be them. There's scammers, there's fraud. So please stay aware. And if you do not see, so like I posted a video on my TikTok channel and you'll see it. I mean, my name is Berserker Lotus, so you'll see it on my profile. But I have a Cash App link. Eventually, I will get a website link to help verify who I am. But yeah, check out one of my videos. It's one of my other recent ones before I uploaded this. Just look on my profile. There will be a video uploaded, one of my recent ones, where I explain to know if it's really me. I have a QR code, a certain QR code, a Cash App link. It's on my Instagram, my Threads account, and my TikTok channel. You'll see it on there. But a lot of you already know, just like one of the things you can already tell, like if it's a fake account or a scammer, fraud, is if they reach out to you first. I will not reach out to you first for a reading. I won't offer a reading to you by DMing you. Not at all. I wait for people to come to me to ask for a reading for my services. I'm not the one that offers them like by DMing someone first. And I also won't ask for credit card information details. I use secure payment methods like Cash App. I do Cash App. That's the main one I put on my profile, but I do also use PayPal and Venmo. But those are the only, well, and Zelle. I can do Zelle as well. But I feel like a lot of people use either Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal. But those are like the main payment methods that I accept. And if you do ever want a personal reading with me, rather than just a general reading, it's only $11 to get a personal reading with me. And I also do dream interpretations. I go through a full analysis. I'll also meditate on it, give an intuitive message. Like, I'll get really deep into it. If you want a dream interpretation, is also $11. And I also offer Reiki healing, but that is technically Reiki healing. I'm doing barter and trade, so it's pretty much free. Like, it's optional if you want to donate money, but other options are like if you want to do a trade swap service, like I give Reiki, you can offer Reiki in exchange, or some other kind of teaching or tool that is useful, sound healing, or like if you have a program that you got going on, like we can trade that way. Like services, items that you think are valuable, you can send to me. Even food, clothes, like, so I'm trying to keep Reiki mostly barter and trade, but it's optional if you want to donate money. And I do Google Meet sessions. It's like Zoom. I do Google Meet online because Zoom will kick you off if you don't have a subscription. And weird thing is, and I know I'm kind of going into this long before getting to the reading. I just wanted this to be my whole introduction first. The weird thing is when I've had people reach out to me for Reiki, they seem to get a little bit like cold feet when it comes to doing it online. I think it's just because people aren't aware that you can do long distance healing. There is such thing as long distance healing and just like sending energy. I've seen people doing it online, and I'm aware as I've been learning Like I got all the way to like the mastery level. I have my certification, and I have learned through that process, through the lessons, that you can send healing long distance. So that is possible. It's an option. I'm only going to be doing in-person Reiki healing sessions when I have my own business, and that's going to be a long way in the making. But it is something that I plan on doing. But otherwise, I offer it online. I can schedule or book a session if you want a Reiki healing. Anyway, so getting into the reading stuff now. So yeah, I will be doing some messages for y'all. Like I will do one that focuses on love, career, um anything that's going on, like generally, just like general messages, challenges, anything like that. I'm going to be doing general messages. But usually before I do readings, I meditate, I clear the space, setting an intention for it to be sacred so that I can receive clear information, that there's no interferences. And sometimes, like, as I meditate and as I clear the space, I also receive messages through my meditation. And I will just say that I did get a lot of heavy messages. Some of them I'm kind of worried about putting on here. Now, this is my first time, like, actually putting myself out there to the whole public. I've done personal readings, but this is the first time I've been putting messages out to the public, so I'm kind of nervous about it. I think any person who's psychic or is tarot reader delves into that. I'm pretty sure in their beginning journeys, like they probably journey into this, they probably got cold feet. And very much so I am learning to be open about this kind of stuff without any fear of expressing this. So I will say I was not expecting the messages that I received, and I wrote them down in my tarot journal. I was, not everything can be sunshine and rainbows, and we all know that. And especially with what's going on right now, there's a lot of heavy energy, and I think that's why I couldn't receive a lot of like lighter messages. I will say like some of them seem kind of light and frilly, but then it started getting really dark and heavy. And I will admit, like, I watch a lot of dark, heavy stuff. Um, that's like really melancholy or just gloomy. So there are times where I'm like, okay, maybe stuff I've been watching has been kind of interfering with that, but I sat with it. There's some that I probably didn't sit with long enough, but I will just go ahead and tell y'all the messages that I received. Of course, use your own discernment. I'm just a messenger. It's up to y'all whether or not y'all want to take it. Especially the last message. I'm not sure whether to share that because I don't know how that can relate to the general public. It was a very serious message. I'll start, I guess, with the last one in case I am meant to talk about it. But I really don't know why I received that message. If it's anything that really needs to be known. I actually had, to be honest, a hard time like pinpointing the name of the lake that I was hearing. And I was at first hearing like Alistair, which I'm like, okay, yeah, that's the name Alistair Crowley. And I was like, wait, what? But then I heard like Alacaster, Allcaster, something like that. And then I looked it up, and the closest one I got was Lake Alabaster. I don't know if that's how you say it, Lake Alabaster. Um, this one's a really sad message, so if this is something that really happened, it's pretty serious, but I saw a daughter being left in the lake. A mother left her daughter in the lake, who did not want responsibility anymore. And I've heard crime stories like this where stuff like that has happened. I didn't get any names, like, who they were, like, the name of the person that was responsible, I did not get. I did not get the name of the daughter. That was a really heavy one, so I didn't really sit with it long enough, but I was trying to get the name of the lake that was coming through, because that was coming through the most. For some reason, that was the most important one to come through, other than, of course, something terrible that happened to the daughter. Yeah, it's really hard for me to receive messages like that, and if this is something that really happened, I really hope she rests in peace, and, I'm my heart goes out to any of those that, yeah, that's being impacted by something like that. Yeah, it's not a message that you can receive easily. And I don't know if that's why I was also getting the song Moon River. Moon River, if I remember correctly, was sung by Audrey Hepburn. And I don't remember all the lyrics. I kind of wanted to look it up before I did the reading so that I could get more of an understanding of why the song was coming through. But I just know she starts off something like Moon River. And that's all I remember. It's a very soft song. It seems very mellow. Um, I'm not sure how it connects to all of this, but I feel like if it's anything, because I was thinking about I'll look it up later and I can include it in the description box. Because I don't like looking at my phone in the middle of a reading. I feel like it can interfere. But yeah, I feel like it's a heart softening moment. I kind of feel like it also has to do with the melancholy, the sadness that a lot of us are going through. But Audrey Hepburn was also very much a person that connected with nature. Like, she really sat with it, she was present with it. I do feel like there is more of a call to do that right now with everything that's going on, to really connect with nature. I feel like nature wants us to come out more and play and be like children again. Cause I got children playing in a field. Like, that was what I was hearing. I was seeing it a little like a meadow, but I was also hearing the message children playing in a field. I was also getting the song Singing in the Rain. So it's all just like getting out there, connecting more with the earth, more connecting more with nature, the seasons. So like feeling more part of the whole, like how earth is willing to embrace us and just being present with that during these tough times. Like, I feel like we find ourselves more when we meditate, or sitting out, just in the grass, or any kind of field, connecting with trees, even just smelling the roses. Like, I feel like we come back to ourselves, our nervous system quiets down more, is more regulated in that moment. It's very grounding. But I did also get a message about forgotten playgrounds, abandoned homes that were bulldozed. Um, I also got this strange message about Giant on the Hill. I don't know if that's the name of a movie, it might be, but I wasn't getting that it had to do with it being a film. But I just heard the message Giant on the Hill. And apparently it's related to Elon Musk and NASA, and something to do with their plans regarding the moon. Like, there's an operation that's been going on the moon for a while, and they don't want it leaked. I'll just say I got something like, it seemed like it came to a point where they did not want astronauts to return. Apparently, there have been some people up there for a while. Now, I know there's been conspiracy theories about stuff that goes on in the moon, and that it's not what we think it is. I wasn't getting, like, extremely detailed information of, like, what's going on the moon, but all I know is, like, they don't want some kind of operation that's been going on the moon getting leaked, and so they don't want the people that have been sent there to return. Yeah, and some kind of destruction method, I'll just say that, to prevent that. I wasn't sure if it was the planet itself to prevent that, but that something related to that, and that had to do with Giant on the Hill. I don't know why Giant on the Hill is related to NASA, Elon Musk, and the moon, but apparently it is. I was also getting something about more pipelines, and yes, we do know that there have been pipelines built. It has been removing a lot of indigenous people from their homes, which is really sad. Something I definitely don't agree with. I also heard the word communism, barbed wire fences. So yeah, a lot of heavy messages that I received during the meditation, which pretty sure a lot of us did not want to hear. And I think it is just having to do with the fact that there is already a lot of heavy stuff going on right now. So I think a lot of people are like thinking about what might happen in the future, which we really can't get caught up in. And I know me like sharing those messages probably didn't help. These are things, of course, I do not wish for anybody to have to go through. But there can be a usefulness to it, like, if you do know ahead of time, of just, like, preparing your heart and mind of, like, how you're going to be centered and grounded in that moment if anything does happen. Not trying to live in paranoia or anything and trying to think about what might come around the corner every second or every minute. No, of course not, but just knowing, even if, like, when knowing something can like, something like that can happen in the future, like, knowing that, uh, just mainly just knowing how you can stay centered, stay grounded, to stay in the present moment, and what breathing practices or meditation practices, even yogic practices, that can help you stay in the moment without being disconnected or dissociating in any way when there's chaos around you. And that can just be, sometimes chaos can even just be like crazy stuff that happens on the road, like traffic wise, and just knowing how to breathe and just stay with yourself and not get to the point where you're like overreacting. I just feel like a lot of people are taking a toll with their nervous system right now, anxiety, um, which I feel for you. I definitely feel for you. I sympathize. I deal with that a lot myself. So I will go ahead and get into the messages for y'all for this week. So I'm going to be focused on what is happening for y'all this week. Also, I know this is random, but when I was looking at, the way this camera is looking on the desk, I was hoping that this little sheet was pointing the right way, because I want y'all to be able to see the star upright. I'm not at all wanting to show an upside down one, because upright means protection. But of course, it is a symbol. It's not one I use often, but it just happened to be the symbol that was on this sheet. But I wanted to make sure, like, the way y'all are seeing it, that it's going to be upright. Because I know it's different through the camera. Anyway. Alright. I need to focus. No more about that. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and... Oh, right. Cleanse the decks. So what I like to do is, like, while I cleanse the decks, I like to give people that are viewing a moment to meditate and just set an intention or even pray throughout that time. So if you want to take that moment here, you can. I'm going to go ahead and cleanse the decks. I usually like to do that before I shuffle. If you've had your time to meditate, pray, and set an intention, you feel like you've had long enough, then we'll go ahead and continue with the reading. If not, you can pause the video here and continue taking your moment, just sitting with yourself and thinking what messages you want to hear. All right, so we're going to first ask about love. Spirit guides, angels, what messages can we get regarding love for the general public, the viewers watching this reading? What messages can we get about love for the viewers watching this reading? So we have the Nine of Cups and the World card. I'll make sure that I put them back down. I like to show the card first. Okay, so this is pertaining to love. I usually am the type still to like sit with it for a minute to see what messages are coming through. Okay, I am getting this vibe, and this is probably for some people. I am getting this vibe like it feels like love coming in is like well overdue. I feel like some people feel like love should have already like showed up for them. Yeah, and just there's also like this sense of some people who still have not moved on from past relationships. Yeah, I feel like some people are carrying their past relationships into the next one, into the new relationship, which I mean, we all know that's not the best thing to do. It's hard not to, which I understand, but that usually does happen if we haven't fully healed or closed the chapter of what happened in the past. Because yeah, we don't want to lump new relationships, a new person in the same basket as like previous partners, because we don't know them fully well yet. Like we still have to take a chance on love and take a chance with a new person, which I know can be scary. We get cold feet about that sometimes, but We will never know how it will turn out with a new partner unless we take some kind of risk. Love, opening the heart, always involves some kind of risk. Us being vulnerable, showing our true self, and potentially like losing someone because of that. And I mean, it goes for the other person. It goes both ways. Like, it's not just you, like, the other person could feel the same way about that as well. Um, and I also feel like some people are running out of time to find love because of, especially with what's going on in the world right now. People just don't know where they're gonna find love anymore. Like, where will they find the person? Hmm. Those who have not cut ties with a partner that they should, it's about time. I'm getting that as well. Yeah, because I am getting a lot of people are still holding on to partnerships that are not necessary for the evolution that they are going through right now. Like, it hurts both people doing that when we stay with someone that is not supporting our growth or evolution. Um it prevents the other partner from growing as well, like needing to learn certain lessons that they need to learn because they can't fully digest everything that they need to learn until the person leaves. Once the other partner is gone. Because it does give them more to reflect over. It gives them that space and time to reflect on everything that happened. Because, like, while the partner is still there, it's going to distract them from that. And that goes both ways. I'm also getting some are rushing into marriage. Some are just wanting to, like, be eloped, married fairly quickly. Yeah, I feel like so many people are just wanting to hurry and find the partner that they've always desired. But it does kind of seem like there is this. I think people are feeling this rush to get married because they don't know if they'll ever get another chance to. Um, Again, I feel like it's just important to enjoy the moment, like where you are, and be grateful for where you are in the moment. It's never good to rush anything because we don't learn enough about a partner like within a short period of time. So you definitely don't want to rush marriage. But there's nothing wrong with wanting that and thinking about it or fantasizing about it. It's something that can be achieved in the future. It's just you really have to think about whether or not that's something you want to jump into quickly because, like I was saying, I mean, there's only so much you can learn about a person within a short period of time. But I do feel at the same time there is this call. I feel like there's no reason why people are having this urge to marry quickly. There is this call of more, like more souls are wanting to be born right now, and the only way that can happen is if, of course, partners get together, they marry, and the rest. I won't get into that, but more souls are wanting to be born. Interestingly enough, I actually had a reading one time that told me that while it was like a life between lifetime reading, so like while I was still up in the spirit world, I was actually like helping partners like get married or get together so that I could be born till I found the right parents that I wanted to be born through. Um, in a sense, it was kind of rushed because I wanted to be born on this planet, was ready to be born. And so, with all these souls that are wanting to be born right now, they might actually be influencing that in some way. And I know some people probably don't want to hear that because, there's the belief in free will, which we do still have that. I don't think the soul is going to force two people to be together that don't already want to be together. but there might be like a quickening of the events that happen, like leading towards that. Um, Although weirdly enough, there was an Akashic reading. It was a universal one. It was for a big group. There was something about it wasn't in a malicious way, but there was something about spirit guides manipulating a collective. I mean, it was for the collective's benefit, but I did hear the word manipulation, and I was like, "Oh, okay, that's interesting." Um, yeah, I mean, so I feel like we, of course, have personalities up there too, possibly even like kind of how we are on the planet, maybe just a little different though. Anyway, that's just getting a little off topic, but hmm. Yeah, and of course also thinking about, like, giving your heart to the right one. Like, really waiting and sitting with it for a bit right before you move on to the person that you wanna be with, like, really sitting with it for a bit, like, thinking about all the things you want in a partner. Like, do they satisfy that? Really think about that. Like, really think about the kind of partner that you wish for, the one that you want to be with for a long time. That way you can be more fulfilled in the end. And I don't know if I already said this, but I am getting like there are some long distance relationships, people wanting to travel to their partner to a new country. I'm kind of getting the song like A Whole New World from Aladdin. Just like feeling that kind of vibe or connection by traveling to be with the partner cuz like their culture is completely different. Interesting. Okay. That's what I'm getting for love, though. Alright, so we'll go ahead and do career. What messages, spirit guides, angels does the collective need to hear in regards to career right now? What messages for the viewers, the collective, does the collective need to hear regarding career right now? Before I pulled any cards, I heard the word safety. So wanting to feel safe. Of course, we all want that, especially right now with how prices have been raising. Um, yeah, there's like a lot of tension with that. And I do feel a lot of fear. I feel like a lot of people are checking inwardly. Sorry, here's the cards. Checking inwardly right now to see what really like matches their path, like the goals that they have, like who they truly are. So I'm sorry, yeah, this was the Eight of Swords and the Two of Pentacles. And I don't think I said the cards earlier. I was too focused on the images. I did say Nine of Cups. I don't think I said the World card. So the other two cards, it was the Nine of Cups, the World card when it came to love. But for career, yeah, Eight of Swords and the Two of Pentacles. Mm. Yeah, because a lot of people, and I have been feeling that intuitively, like I'm a delivery driver myself, which, you know, that's not doing much, but it gets me by for now, but it's not something I'm happy with. It's not my purpose, my main purpose. So yeah, people are really checking inwardly like what they feel like their main purpose is and if the current job they have like really matches that. I was trying to scoot forward because my back was hurting. Oh, sorry. Shook the camera a bit. Um yeah, and something that I was feeling intuitively, like while I was traveling and doing deliveries, just any place that I walked into, I was getting this sense, like, when I walked into restaurants or just any store when I was trying to pick up an order, I just got this sense, like, people were not happy with where they were working. Everybody was looking really glum, disdained, um, apathetic, like they just didn't wanna be there. And and it has been like that. That's something that a lot of people resonated with for a long time. A lot of people haven't been happy, especially if it's like a retail job, that's just something temporary. And not a lot of people care for it. But I just feel like, especially now, people are making it more obvious, being more outward about it, not putting on their fake smiling face anymore to cover it up. People are being more outward about it now that they're not happy where they're working. Um, yeah, and so I'm getting this kind of energy when it comes to career. People are having to really look within themselves, like if what they're doing currently is going to match at all with the goals that they have for the career they want in the future. Because to be able to get to the point to have that dream career, you have to make steps that align with it and living a lifestyle that aligns with it, because otherwise that vision that you have isn't going to manifest. And I feel like people are finding more innovative ways to get to the point where they want to be in career, thinking of ways differently how to get there, like outside of the box. um and yeah, and I am getting this sense of penny pinching, um, just like to get by, working with others though as well. People finding more community of people that they can trust, that they know will support them in their goals. Even just surviving. And we of course don't want to live in that mindset all the time of like being in survival mode. Okay, yeah, and I almost said the word mold earlier with the like when I was just trying to say mode. So I feel like that's a message coming through, like not wanting to fit in with the mold anymore, but like molding a new version of yourself. Yeah, creating a new mold when it comes to like the career that you want, like a new version of yourself to get the career that you want to live by. Yeah, to live by like what you've always dreamt of. It's like fulfilling the promise, like a childhood promise that you could have made to yourself like a long time ago, and like how you can stand by that, mold a new life for yourself, to stand by that. But yeah, I am feeling like people are needing to come together right now, learn how to trust each other more right now. Because I am getting this sense like people need to gather together, even all their finances together, making some kind of plan. I am getting like something about is it like a bank reserve, a federal reserve, a federal reserve, bank reserve? Um, Yeah, it's like how people like do GoFundMe's or fundraisers. It's kind of like people are getting this idea to all gather together, pitch in, put money into a reserve. It's like, and it's okay, yeah. So like how there's like the jackpot and like people just keep buying these tickets. That's what builds the amount. And then eventually like you have a really high amount. I feel like people are doing that so that with all this money that's put in that reserve, okay, it builds interest. I'm getting something about that building interest. Yeah, and over time, the community itself can live off of that. Live off the money that they're putting in the reserve that is building interest. Um, to build a whole new lifestyle that is helpful for everyone. Honestly, I think that's a really good idea. I would even be willing to help with something like that. I don't know why I never thought about something. I don't do a lot of research when it comes to finances, even though I think a lot of us should, but some are better at that than others. Some even have taken what is it? Economical classes, something to do with the economy. Mm. Yeah, so that way, like, you're not having to depend on the government anymore. I'm definitely getting people are wanting to break away from that. Mm, okay. I'm trying to see if I'm getting anything else for like career though. Mm, artistic endeavors. I am getting something about artistic endeavors. Some people have been a little bit afraid of sharing their artwork with the world. Um, yeah, something about like, I mean, I feel like a lot of us can relate to that. Comments that might be given, because it's very controversial. I'm getting that this artwork that is wanting to be shared is very controversial. So I guess whichever viewer is watching right now, if that relates to you, it's having to do with that. But yeah, definitely I would say like be willing to openly share. I mean, there's so many artists that go through that. You can't worry too much about what people are going to say or think. Even just me right now, I'm taking a huge risk putting these messages out there, and I trust me, I was afraid, and I still am, like, kind of anxious and not sure, like, how some people are going to take my messages, but I just have to know it's not for everyone. So that's the same thing with the artwork that you're wanting to share. It's not going to be for everyone, but what matters is the intention behind it and the message that you're wanting to share through this artwork. I feel like it's really important for you to share it. I could be talking to more than just one person, whoever that message is for. There could even be someone that is really interested in doing face painting. You see the artwork on the skulls here. Face painting, but probably worried like you won't make enough from it. I mean, I would definitely start it off as like a side hustle, a hobby. That's what I'm doing with my tarot readings. I am doing it as a side hustle right now. You do it until you can get successful with it. Just keep believing in yourself. That's the most important thing. Yeah, because like when you share from the heart, you get more back in return. And of course, not doing it just for that, obviously, but that's just what I'm getting. Like there's always that message, like you get back what you put into something. It's just a universal law. Um, I am getting something about facing the law here, though. Okay. Interference. I'm getting yeah, someone as a vendor is worried about interference from the law. Not like they're selling anything bad. I'm not getting that. I think just with everything that's going on, there is that fear of running into, I don't want to say it on here. Y'all know what I'm talking about, but I'll just say law enforcement. 'Cause I believe they're all working in on it, honestly. Yeah, there is this fear of like running into law enforcement while being a vendor. Mm, I am getting some type of interference. Uh, it got riled up because of a protest. Yeah, I'm just getting, like, to stay clear from it. Don't get in, like, the tussle. Don't get into the tussle. Just stay where you're at, wherever your vendor stand is. And, there's nothing wrong with expressing your voice, but at the same time, we want to be safe. Just don't feel like you have to get involved. Everyone gets involved, that does get involved, does for a reason because of certain karma that has to be worked out between those individuals, those souls that reincarnated. You don't always have to get involved in everything that happens around you. It's not always necessary. It's also good to be the grounded person. It's not meaning that you're a bystander. It's also that you're providing just by being there, your presence can provide that groundedness that people need. Be the calmness in the storm that people might need in that moment. Because sometimes when you get involved and stuff like that, it can exacerbate it. Because like when more of that energy like gets intertwined and tangled, like it just gets exacerbated. So be the calmness in the storm. I have an experience that I feel like I can use as an example. I had a faculty member tell me one time when I was at the college there was a fight. I won't get into all the details because it was very personal. They didn't really want it shared with a lot of people. It happened a while back, so it's not as sensitive right now, but I still won't share everything, but like sensitive information, but I will just say I happened to witness a fight. Someone was a student got in a fight with a faculty member, and it wasn't for anything that the faculty member did. I'll just say that the student was dealing with a lot of issues. They took it out on them. I witnessed the fight, and I stood there, and I, of course, wanted to do something, but the situation was already being handled, so I felt like if I did go up and do something, it was going to make it worse. Um, but I could see that it was already being handled, but I was standing there, and I stood there with peace and calmness so that the student would eventually calm down. I wanted to be that healing presence by just being there. I didn't have to say anything. And the faculty member that happened to even came up to me a week later and said, "Hey, you just being there helped me stay at peace. I felt safe. Just with you being there and witnessing it, I felt safe. Like I wasn't recording it or anything. I know some people do that to have evidence, but I wasn't even recording it, but I was just witnessing it, witnessing what was happening." And he said just by me being there, my presence helped him feel at peace, like nothing bad was going to happen by me just being there. So that is important too. That is useful as well, just by being there. I do see that the law enforcement, whoever this vendor is that this ends up happening to, I do see that the law enforcement comes over to your stand and they try to antagonize you. Just don't say anything. Let them just spew stupid crap, whatever they're saying. Just let them spew it. Don't spit back. Just sit in your chair. Do not say anything. Eventually, they'll walk away. They'll walk away. Okay. Apparently, that message needed to come through. Um, yeah, that is what I'm getting for career. Let's go ahead and get into the challenges of the week. What are the challenges of the week that the viewers need to know about at this current time? Spirit guides and angels. What are the challenges of the week that the viewers, the collective, needs to know about at this time for this week? I got the Fool, the Three of Swords, and the Star card. I wanted to draw more because this had to do with challenges, just to get a more clear picture. There's the Fool card, Three of Swords, and the Star card. Okay. Okay. So the challenges, yeah, heartbreak, healing a lot of heartbreak. I feel like situations that are happening right now are just weighing too heavily on people. Um, yeah, I'm getting with this image right here at the bottom. It looks like a labyrinth, like a maze. Like they just feel like they can't get out of it. Some people are probably ruminating too much in their mind of what's been happening. Not seeing the possibilities and new growth that can happen because even like through chaos, like once it has occurred, like there can still be new growth, like because chaos creates changes, and from that there is like a new chapter in the end. No matter what, it creates a new chapter, and we can create new goals, like have a different perspective and reach and to like get where we want to be. It's all a part of the growing process, because even flowers, plants, they grow despite all the storms that they have faced. Even climate change, that's even after getting mowed over with a lawnmower, like they still grow back. Um, there's still always going to be new growth, new events in your life, so don't always get too caught up in the chaos that is happening, even though it is hard to not get stuck in right now, especially as it's happening like in the present moment. It's just, mainly to just not give up hope. Just don't give up hope. Because, one of my favorite lines, I am getting that message. I am actually wearing the shirt. I can't really show it, but see, I'm wearing the crow shirt. I just like made the face look really weird. But here, I'll tilt up the camera. Yeah, the crow. And I was getting like one of the messages, like one of my favorite quotes from him from the movie is like, it can't rain all the time. Like there will still be the sun that parts through the clouds. So even while this chaos is happening right now, it's not going to be forever. It's not permanent. Eventually we'll figure out like where we need to be at the time once it has blown over. Just take it as it is, bit by bit, one step at a time, to get through the day, to get through the week. Yeah. Don't let it weaken you. Don't let the week and the chaos that is happening throughout the week weaken you. Allow it to strengthen you. Because no matter what, you're going to get through it. And at the end of the day, we all are eternal beings, immortal beings. So nothing can ever fully destroy us, ever. We still have a new chapter, even in the afterlife. Our life continues, our story continues. So yeah, there is this challenge of like having this new beginning, this fresh start feeling, like coming into this new journey. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I feel like okay, I do also feel like there's this challenge to like let allow yourself to embark on a new journey. Because sometimes we have to take that leap of faith to go after what we really want. And sometimes that does require losing a job that we are currently working at. Sometimes it requires that. And you don't know like where your path is going to take you. Because yeah, I do see some people are afraid that after leaving the job that doesn't serve them anymore, even family, I'm getting that too. There's this fear of being, and we can't say that word anymore because it's offensive, but unsheltered, I think is like the new word for it. Unsheltered, or I forget the new word that you're supposed to use now, but like being a wanderer, a nomad, I guess is a better way to put it. Someone that doesn't have a home or a job, like, I'm getting that, like, there's this fear of that. But I feel like even if that is something that happens, there's still things to, like, look forward to. Like, I feel like even if that happens, like, there's these simple pleasures in life that are more appreciated. Like, even like it shows in the picture, like, even if a butterfly just, like, lands on your finger, like, it's something that makes you happy. Because I feel like these simple pleasures in life that can make us happy are taken for granted because a lot of us are kinda, like, either stuck on the phone, stuck on our, electronics, attached to them, not willing to explore because of that. Like, so that is another challenge, like the willingness to explore, the willingness to take risks, not just like not fearing like what may happen. Like, think about all the good things that can happen along the journey. Mm. Because yeah, we may even meet people and cross paths with people that don't agree with the journey that we're on, but we're not doing it for them. I mean, there may be some people we want to have like, like have some kind of good impact on, but at the end of the day, it's not like we're not doing it solely for someone else's approval. It's a journey that's fulfilling to us, and that's why we do it. And I am also getting someone needs to share their music with the world. I feel like it will open a lot of hearts, heal a lot of souls. I'm also getting like needing to gather around in a circle, lighting candles, yeah, singing songs that make people happy during these dark times. Like, I feel like that's something people can do on a weekly or monthly basis, just to find a spot um that y'all feel is suitable, um for like, yeah, for like putting out candles and having that sacred healing space, playing music, connecting with each other. It's like a whole village like coming together. Um yeah, to heal everyone, talk about their troubles, um but also finding ways to, yeah, to like connect with each other through music, through song. Mm. And one of the other challenges is like, yeah, like knowing where you're headed in life. Like, because yeah, there's still this fear of like what's going to happen. I am getting like people saying something, Yeah, like where are all the resources? Um, where are we going to get what we need? Mm, I'm getting like there's too much fishing going on in a lake or a river somewhere. There's too much fishing. Um, I shared this message earlier, but I wasn't really expecting to have to re yeah to connect with it again, but I am getting with this star card and seeing the bones here at the bottom. I am getting like that could be how the daughter is found uh fishing, someone going out and fishing. Mm, yeah, I'm really sorry. I know that's a heavy message. I don't know why that one wants to keep coming through, but I was getting that again. And I think maybe because of course it is something that's really tragic. Uh, but I don't know if it's really relating to any viewer that is watching this, because that lake, when I looked it up, when I was trying to figure out what the name exactly was, um, it's actually all the way out in New Zealand. So I don't know what the chances are of someone from New Zealand like watching my reading. Um, yeah. Uh, I'm just like I'm getting a sense of vertigo, like just looking at it. I'm not sure why. But yeah, people also don't know just like what is up and what is down anymore. So people are having a challenge of like finding their place in life, where they belong, where they are needed right now. But I do feel like a lot of people are being called to help the environment. There is a group being called to help the environment at this point in time. And I mean, we always need that, and that has been a movement happening for a while, but I'm just feeling that, especially now. There's just more pollution and sewage being put in a lake or a river that shouldn't be. It's okay, yeah, I am getting that it is killing the fish. That is happening in certain places. I know that I've seen stuff like that in the past, so I wouldn't be surprised. I don't think that's anything new. Okay. Hmm. I was trying to see if it was telling me like which lake or river. Uh, names of things don't usually come to me that easily, and especially not instantaneously. Uh, okay. I'm getting one in Idaho. Idaho, a lake in Idaho. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure if that also okay, I'm also getting Colorado. Idaho, Colorado. I don't know why Michigan is coming in. Michigan, Michigan, Idaho, Colorado. I'm getting a combination of like either one of these states is either like the pollution in the lake and also the overfishing. Certain lakes are getting overfished. I don't know how to say that right. Yeah, I know there's a word for it. I'm just sorry. I'm kind of lacking in my vocabulary lately. I've been telling myself I need to get back into a dictionary again. Um, it's like when you overuse resources in a way. There's a word for it, but there's lakes being people are fishing in it too much. It's reducing the amount of fish that's in the lake and pollution and sewage. So that could be for either one of those states, all of them, different ones. Okay. Yeah, with the star card here, when this came in, I did feel like that was kind of reiterating like there is this challenge with healing, coming back to our own self, our own presence, our own place right now, and I feel like that's what we need to do. So there has been a challenge with that needs to be worked with. Okay. So, I thought I was okay. I was about to put the cards up. I was trying to see if I was getting one more message. Okay. I am. I'm getting something with the Three of Swords, a challenge with religion right now. People are really questioning their beliefs at this current time. There's a lot of issues, which we do know about. That has been happening for a while. I say stuff like that. I know I kind of repeat myself, but I'll say stuff like that as a way to just say, like, I know I'm not the only person who knows this, and like, I know it's not new information, but it's just a message I'm getting right now. Um, but I feel like a lot of people can just already resonate with that. Um, yeah, stuff going on in churches that is really impacting people, but in a negative way. And I wouldn't point the finger at all churches, it's certain ones. Okay, I'm getting Catholic churches. I was trying to see if another one was coming through. I don't know why I'm getting something about, is there, no, I don't think, it's something to do with some kind of ceremony. Maybe that's a ceremony that does need to happen. Peace ceremonies. But there's some issue going on with it, I think. Like that's something that needs to happen, or there's an issue going on with that, with how it's um dealt with, how it's executed, like how people facilitate it, the peace ceremony. Mm, I know churches have been, certain ones have been issues. They have been having issues with the monks walking for peace, which I don't think they should be. There shouldn't be an issue with that. Um, it's just there could be like peace ceremonies being hosted, and churches are not taking it very well. Um, hmm, yeah, but I am getting a lot of harm being done mentally and emotionally when it comes to these churches. I got Catholic, and I'm not pointing a finger at all Catholic churches, but that's just the one that came through. Evangelist could be another one. Yeah, I'm getting something like they're having church members partake in certain things that they shouldn't be. It's not really representative of connecting with Jesus. It's Yeah, whatever ceremonies are being done is more so connecting with darker energies, whether intentionally or unintentionally. Just because, like, the message isn't fully coming through like it should be. Yeah, because like when there's a lot of messages about hate and hell and brimstone preaching, that's not love. That's just bringing in dark energy. That's inviting it, actually. That's not bringing in Jesus's love. Like how are you going to give people a chance to receive God's love when all you're talking about is hate and preaching hell and brimstone? Yeah, that's not going to bring people to Jesus's kingdom or his heart. That's not going to do it. That's going to push people away. So I feel like, yeah, that's one of the challenges. But that's been going on for years. But I just feel like that, again, that's just kind of repeating for people, like going through that cycle of pain that certain churches cause. Okay. All right, so we're going to move on to healing messages. So we're going to get some healing messages from the dragons. Dragon spirits. What messages can we get for the collective this week? Dragon spirits, what messages can we get for the collective this week? Knowledge. Inspiration. I feel like that has to do with career. Yeah, like we were talking about earlier. Yeah, like knowing where your place is, like knowing where you want to be in your life. Yeah, thinking about like how your creations are going to make an impact. So here are the cards, like knowledge and inspiration. So I feel like a lot of the ideas are just kind of being kept in the mind and not really being brought down into the manifest, the physical. They're just kind of being stuck up here in the mind. Like ruminating too much, like how you're going to share it with the world, and still like there's that fear of like how it's going to be received. But the dragon spirits are calling you to share it. Share it openly. Just remember, like, like where it's coming from. Yeah, not worrying too much about how others are going to respond. And there is a wealth of knowledge that can be shared with the community. I feel like this is pointing to even just like astrologers, tarot readers, other psychics. Like you're getting inspired to like share your message to the world right now, helping people prepare for challenges that are coming. Because you've either been doing tarot readings yourself or receiving visions. Yeah, and it's stuff that needs to be shared. And of course, it'll be a community that you can openly share this with when it comes to these kind of messages. Some may not agree, but you can't worry about that. There's always going to be a critic or a skeptic. You can't worry too much about that. Yeah, and I am getting like needing to find a way to stoke the fires of passion again. Finding like what gives you inspiration so that you can have that creativity. because there could be some kind of block here. So just knowing what inspires you, whether that's listening to music, walking in nature, connecting with animals, venturing to new places, scenic areas, like maybe even a cafe, maybe even going to a particular cafe or antique store will inspire you. Open your mind more. Okay, so that's what I have from the dragon spirits. What messages can we get from the magical spirits this week for the collective? What messages can we get from the magical spirits this week for the collective? You can let go now, surrender to what is, acceptance, letting go, water, non-resistance. So yeah, just allowing everything to flow to you and flow outwardly. Whatever's on the heart, the mind. Like, don't suppress it. Let it flow through. That's the way it can transmute and alchemize. Stay open to the good and beautiful things. Magic mushroom, miracles, fairy energy, opening up. Yeah, so that just reiterated it. Opening up. There you go. Magic mushroom. And this is the acceptance card. Yeah, so I'm getting with these two cards, like, nurturing creativity, allowing it to flow to you. Because, like, if we're closing our heart or our minds, like, we're not going to have that creative energy flowing through us. Like, of course, there are certain traumatic events that happen, and it's not easy to always just get through something like that. And of course, we can't just bypass it. We have to allow it to work out through our nervous system so that it doesn't stay stagnant anymore. And if we don't allow that trauma to flow through the body to then transmute and leave, we're also like blocking other energies from coming in, because when we have that, it's our body stays in like this survival state, and it's guarded, so it's like blocking, it's blocked. So find ways to like heal the energy centers, to energize them again. You can always like imagine like the golden light flowing through the crown and through the body and out through the feet, the soles of the feet. You can find like a meditation practice that can help. Yeah, because I'm getting like it's saying that like you can let go of this now. You don't have to continue reliving this trauma, this story. Like there's still magic to be experienced in your life. And we can only truly see it and appreciate it if we're not like staying in this state of fear. So invite love in again and find ways to invite joy in your life. Because even if there is chaos going on, like where you're at right now, it's not every second, every minute of the day. That's just impossible. Although our thoughts will make it feel that way if we're constantly reliving it and thinking about it all the time, then it does stay in the nervous system and in the body that way. So it's the mind that does that. So we always have to find a way to Allow it to just flow through and leave the mind, exiting the body, transmuting it, and always just looking at like what is also occurring throughout the day rather than reliving that traumatic moment. Like, you could see that the sun just rose in the morning, something simple like that, and that nothing, like, there's no like sirens or gunshots going on. You're just focused on the sunlight, the breeze, the wind blowing, the bees buzzing, so there's not always chaos going on every minute, every second. So finding little bits of those peaceful moments that you can to appreciate. Okay, so that's what I got from these cards. I'll now use the spirit animal deck. What spirit animals would like to come through for the collective, and what message do they have? What spirit animals would like to come through for the collective, and what message do they have? Mystic, polar bear, and messenger, hawk. Okay, so I'll go ahead and read these. I'll start with the mystic. It's kind of hard to like pull it up for a minute. Know that challenges make you stronger. Have faith when you face adversity. Take time to rest, dream and renew your strength. Embrace your psychic abilities. You carry the shaman within. Yeah, so again, that message is coming through, and I feel like that had to do with earlier, when it was mentioned about psychics and tarot readers, even astrologers, that are also kind of like feeling that fear of like how the public might receive them if they share certain messages with the community. Um, yeah, just and also people that it did mention like facing adversity, people that are facing challenges, like just knowing that in the end it's going to renew you. You're going to have renewed strength because of these challenges. So there's a positive way of looking at it. But yeah, for the psychics that I was talking about earlier, yeah, I love how it says to embrace your abilities. Like, don't be afraid of them. And I know it's easier said than done, but as you connect with them more and you share it openly more, that fear will go away and you'll start to love yourself more for it. Um, so the messenger card says, Spirit is sending you messages. Open your greater vision to see the signs. Focus on priorities and eliminate distractions. You have a bright future. Let yourself ascend to new heights. Yeah. So allow yourself to grow through this experience. And sharing these insights with people, whatever it may be, if it's like creative insights, creative projects, psychic messages, just know that you're supported by your spirit guides here. They have your back, and they know that you mean well, that you don't have any intention of just like harming anyone just by sharing your gifts. Like it as long as it's coming from the right place, you have nothing to fear about like what you're sharing with others. And one last message. What message can I leave the viewers with today? What message can I leave the viewers with today? Little wings. Yeah. Spreading your wings, even if you feel like they're small. Like, get out there in the world. Don't see yourself as just someone who's insignificant. Feel free to open your heart and share. So the message is from the booklet that I got here. Be inspired by a love of nature, receptivity, observation, nature, inspiration. With the delicate whir of its tiny wings, the hummingbird hovers in the dappled light of a summer forest. The elf girl is transfixed by the radiant hues of its heavenly plumage. It is magical, it is a magical moment and a reminder of the joy and love that the simple pleasures of nature can inspire. We can experience the restorative and inspiring effects of nature by opening our senses to the wondrous sights, smells, and sounds of the natural world. Sitting outside in what we think is silence allows a warm breeze or faint birdsong to flow directly into our soul. End quotes. Those who contemplate the beauty of the earth find reserves of strength that will endure as long as life lasts. End of quotes. Rachel Carson in Silent Spring. I love that. It's a beautiful message to end this reading with. And yeah, again, that does have to do with something else that we went through in this reading of connecting with nature again, finding our centeredness, our groundedness within connecting with nature and Mother Earth. And it even mentioned songs. So again, connecting with music. Maybe that is a place where the community can connect as one and to heal with nature, music, and with each other, bonding and connecting and finding that place in nature somewhere, like a field. Maybe that was why I was seeing playing in a field and why I saw that vision of, the song that Audrey Hepburn did, Moon River. I feel like all this kind of like connected in all one big circle. I love how readings do that, like how that ends up happening. It's always an interesting thing to witness. Well, thank you for being here, everyone. I wish you all the best, many blessings, and I hope to see you all again. I will try to do this every week. Sometimes I get busy, but yeah, we'll definitely see where it goes. And again, if you wish to have a personal reading with me, just send me a personal message, DM me, and I will get your session scheduled. All right. Thanks again. Love you all. Namaste.